In this video, we will focus on 2006 through 2018 Nissan models with the 3.5-liter V6 engine that are commonly misdiagnosed due to outdated testing procedures or failure to follow the manufacturer's service information. These charging systems can operate in a low output or efficiency mode during some driving conditions and will appear to be malfunctioning by producing low voltage. This could lead to confusion, misdiagnosis, and unneeded alternator replacement. Let's take a look at some key steps to determine if the charging system is operating as designed. In step number 1, we want to verify that the battery is healthy and up to the task of providing power to the vehicle. This means testing the battery state of charge and overall state of health. Check the battery connections also. Make sure they're nice and clean and tight. Step number 2, start the vehicle and note the voltage output from the alternator. If the battery is healthy and has a high state of charge, the engine computer may request low alternator output based on the inputs it receives from the vehicle. If low voltage is observed, this does not necessarily indicate there is a problem with the alternator. Next, we want to apply some electrical loads to make the alternator come to life and charge at a higher voltage level. We can simply turn on the headlights with the high beams and other electrical accessories. Turn the air conditioning on. Turn the blower on high speed. Turn the rear defroster on. And it's also important to raise the idle speed for increased output from the alternator. Check the service information for the correct RPM for testing, but a good starting point is somewhere around 1500 to 2000 RPM. Now we can check the output from the alternator and see that the voltage has increased due to higher electrical demand. We can also use a scan tool to check for diagnostic trouble codes related to the charging system and also observe the data the computer is using to determine the alternator's output. To summarize, the charging system cannot be properly tested while the engine is idling without electrical loads. It must be tested according to the manufacturer's guidelines to determine if the alternator is working properly. The engine computer controls the alternator's output based on inputs from the vehicle and will determine the proper voltage according to specific driving conditions. If it is determined that the alternator has failed and will need replacing, after removing the alternator from the vehicle, it is important to read the core or closely examine the alternator for clues which may help indicate what caused the alternator to fail. Any evidence of fluid contamination, physical damage, or overheating of the alternator are signs of what could have caused the alternator to fail. It is also important to inspect the drive belt, belt tensioner, and idler pulleys for wear and damage anytime you are diagnosing a charging system problem or replacing an alternator. A loose or worn drive belt can lead to reduced alternator performance and affect other vehicle systems such as the air conditioning system or power steering system on many vehicles.